with bacon.
Oh, I like that. Oh, that was bad. That was a beautiful piece. That was very good. Okay, let's get into the age thing. You and I are told that diabetes is a virus. AIDS is a virus. Sickle cell is a virus. Ebola is a virus. A common cold is a virus. How do we know that? We don't know that. We are told that. Because we don't have any laboratory. We have any laboratory that have done independent studies in analyzing these things. No. What occurred with me is that I never believed it. See, I don't live in a world of belief. If I had lived in the world of belief, I would have never gone beyond the point of accepting that AIDS is the result of a virus. I wouldn't have found the cure because I would have been convinced that they are right. But something kept telling me, don't go along with it. Don't you go along with it. But mind you, I was in Los Angeles, where in the year that I was doing this thinking, revolution was on the horizon, spirituality and all kinds of stuff. And I'm sticking with this naked woman in the jungles of Africa. I deserved. And boy, one day, it came true. There's only one disease.
What is that?
That was asked of me in the Supreme Court. The judge said, Dr. Sebi, why do you give everybody the same compound?
Well, Dr. Sebi, why were you at the Supreme Court? Why were you in court?
I was arrested in 1987 on the 10th day of February for practicing medicine without a license and selling product not approved by the FDA and claiming to cure AIDS, sickle cell, lupus, herpes, blindness, paralysis, and others, which is a fraudulent claim. And they took me to jail. And while I was in jail, I was the happiest man in the world. When I went before the court, because I knew I was going to win. But I want you all to know this. When America arrests me, America was 100% right.
Why is that?
Why? They had to be right, brother. Look at it right. How could a brother out of nowhere in the black community stand up and say that he cured AIDS? Man, you right. And I was happy. Why was I happy? Because I knew that the government of the United States was 100% right for arresting me because there was 2,781 cases prior to mine that were guilty. Well, why shouldn't they believe that I would be guilty? They had to believe it because the boy didn't go to school. And he come from a banana country? Man, are you silly? So the judge asked me while I'm in front of the court, Dr. Sebi, why do you give everybody the same compounds? I said, because there's only one disease. Dr. Victor Herbert, who represented the state of New York, responded by saying, I told you this man was unscientific. And he's insane. There's only one disease. What's wrong with this man? And I look at the poor doctor. And I feel so sorry for Victor. Victor Herbert is the doctor who represented the state of New York. The judge said, how do you respond to that, Dr. Sebi? I said, Dr. Victor Herbert was right. I am unscientific, Your Honor. He's 100% right. But you see, if we had to use science as the barometer in the reversibility of disease, then science already had 500 years. And they have not cured one. So it moves us to look outside of science. And what do you find outside of science, Dr. Sebi? You find the organic world, the African bio-mineral balance. I've never heard of such a thing. The African bio-something balance? Come on, I've never heard of that. I say, Your Honor, Dr. Victor Herbert is right again. He have not heard of the African bio-mineral balance. But we have to remind him that he hasn't heard of a whole lot of other things, and that the African biobalance happened to be only one of those things that he doesn't know about. The judge said, but what is the African biomineral balance? I say, Your Honor, boy, I'm going to show myself now, boy. This uneducated boy is in front of the judge, and they asked him in question. So I said, Your Honor, the African biomineral balance, unlike other therapeutical approach, is a two-level approach to pathology. One is the cleansing of the cells, and the other is allowing the body to receive the food that is consistent with it, alkali food, a cleansing and a rebuilding of cells. That is the African biomineral balance. The body needs health. The body becomes weak. When we become sick, well, first, disease, first it robs you of your energy, and then it kills you. But it's going to first rob you of your energy. Well, we have to understand that. And as you come to us, we already know that you have to be anemic to be sick. I don't care what disease you have, you're anemic.
Hey, Dr. Sebi, thank you very much for joining us. It looks as if we've run out of time. I'd like to invite you to stay on the line so we can discuss this a little bit further off the air and offer it to our listeners as an extended interview.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll stay on the line.
Again, it was an honor. It was an honor speaking with you, Dr. Sebi.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
Yeah, for those sticking around, you can go to his website, drsebisoffice.com, to find more information. Our website is kpfaapprentice.org, and there you will find the extended interview. Up next is a musical break by Bell's Atlas entitled Capable People.
Hey,
You just heard Capable People by Bell's Atlas. They will be joining us later in the show to discuss what they've been up to since their self-titled release last year and what's in store for the rest of 2014. Now, where does one go in the Bay Area to find appetizing and affordable vegan products? One option is the new vegan grocery store and boutique, Republic of V. While they sell a lot of easy-to-prepare vegan food and drink, Republic of V also offers skincare products, wallets, and other items. Their shop is also filled with information on animal rights-related events. After browsing this store, CJ spoke with co-owners Joe and Noel. Joe, who previously opened up a vegan shop in Seattle, manned the counter while Noel stepped outside to talk about what they've done since opening and what Republic of V has to offer.
Republic of V, one of 8 vegan grocery outlets in the country, recently opened its doors in Berkeley. Last week, I spoke with Noel, one of the co-owners of the business. Here's audio from that conversation. So why a vegan-specific grocery outlet?
We're animal activists, and we have been, Joe's been, doing animal activism for a very long time now. He actually ran a group in Seattle called NARN. He's done a number of other things, worked for PETA. And I've, worked for a couple different nonprofit animal advocacy groups. So we're animal advocates at heart, and to us, the best way to really kind of help people make that connect between animals and potentially eating fewer of them and more plant-based products is to have great food for them. So we see it as kind of a great advocacy model. I mean, we're a mission-run business. That's what we are.
Seems to be also dedicated to consciousness raising, just having, walked through the store and seen the flyers about factory farming.
Yeah, our goal with the store is, one, to offer amazing vegan food. That's one. But also really educate people about kind of what goes on in factory farms. And a lot of people don't really realize, even if you look at eggs and dairy, all have really bad impact for animals. The milk industry essentially is set up, basically supports the veal industry, because to keep a mom pregnant, you have to keep her pregnant, milk, to get the milk, and then the calves, the males, aren't really very useful for a dairy farmer. You only need so many males, and they end up as veal calves. So that's kind of one of those, I, as a vegetarian, because I was vegetarian for about a year before I went vegan, I didn't really realize that either. And then I was once I learned that, I was like, oh, wow. Plus, we're the only mammals that actually drink
past infancy
milk. And another species.
A lot of people think of veganism as a militant lifestyle, but I know of actions like Meatless Mondays, which encourage people to just go vegan or vegetarian once a week. So what do you think of those types of initiatives?
I think a lot of people think they have to do it, just jump right into it and be vegan. And I don't even necessarily recommend, if you can do that and you're excited about going from meat to being vegan, great, more power to you. But I think it's a little less challenging for people to kind of gradually go through it. And I totally support that. Give up one meal a week. Eat plant-based, one day, 2 days, something like that. Don't make it so hard on yourself. And I've had those conversations with people before as I've done outreach for nonprofits, and it doesn't occur to some people that they don't have to be 100% vegan or nothing. There's this whole wide range in between, and honestly, the fewer animals people eat, the better. For the environment, health-wise, it's, get all your bad cholesterol from animal products. You don't get any of that from plant-based food, so.
So what are some of your favorite products?
For example, we've got this local seitan company. So seitan is use wheat gluten, and you can make all these amazing things. It's a great alternative, very similar in texture to a meat would be. And so this company, Freyhaus Foods, it's a brother and sister team. They've got mom's recipe, which is, 40 years old or more. The parents went vegetarian and then vegan in the 60s, and she's making food for everyone, and she's making this amazing seitan. Wow. And so they've taken the recipe, and they have 4 different versions of it, and it's great. There's a chop, there's slices for Reuben sandwiches, which, were really good. A lot of vegans and vegetarians, you don't necessarily give up meat because you don't like it. Some do. But, you know, I like the taste of all those things, so why not have a great product that I can use as a replacement for that, you know? Yeah, Field Roast, it's an amazing company. They just came out with a couple new products. They've got a hand-formed burger. It's like 24 grams of protein in it. And then they do these apple maple sausages and all like Italian sausages and deli slices. It's a very, all of their products are really fantastic. I've never been disappointed by one of their products. So that's one of my favorites. Punk Rock is a great one. It comes in a tin. They've got like 4 different flavors of that. And one reason I like that one is it's great just kind of by itself or with like bread and cheese. So it's not, you know, some of the cheeses, nothing is totally exactly like dairy cheese. Mm-hmm. But we have great alternatives that you can use for a lot of different things. So there's, you know, some things are better for pizza. Teas, for example, melts well. You can use for nachos. Some things are great just by themselves or on bread and crackers.
Do you work in coalition with any animal rights groups or any other organizations at large?
Yeah, one of the things we've been doing is we have actually a tip jar on our next to the register there where people can support. We just switched it over to UPC, United Poultry Concern. We had prior to that Animal Place, which is a sanctuary up north, about a half hour outside of Sacramento. Great sanctuary. We went up and tabled and donated. We do what we can, and certainly we also have a board inside the store there. I don't know if you saw it, where people can post volunteer opportunities and events and all different kinds of things. And we try to support that on Facebook as well, because, as you know, social media is like king.
Any final thoughts on Republic of V? Or anything you want to say to our listeners?
Really feel like there's something for everyone at the store, whether you're vegetarian or vegan or you eat meat, whatever it may be. So I would hope that people would give us an opportunity and come in, say hi, chat us up and meet us. I think they'll be surprised about one, what we have to offer. Prices are good as well, so it's kind of a nice combination. We want to make it as accessible as possible, so that's through, you know, choosing good products that people actually enjoy eating, and we just want to have those great options, you know, for people. It's fun. It's a fun store. Everything fun. It's vegan.
To check out Republic of V in person, visit 1624 University Avenue in Berkeley. And to learn more about the business, visit their website, republicofvegan.com.
Thank you very much, CJ. That was a piece on Republic of V, which is located at 1624 University Avenue in Berkeley. And they actually did this interview while taking a scenic walk a few blocks away from University Avenue, which is why you hear all that ambient and colorful sounds of Berkeley. The time is nearly upon us to hear from Bell's Atlas. We're going to get some of the band members in the studio during the next music break. Stay tuned.